your money blocks with this technique. Hey, my name's Solera, so I'm going to channel the guides for you today and see what they have to say. Yes, we're here. So welcome back. We want to tell you how to improve your money game. And the first step to improve your money game is to remove some of the clutters. It's a bit like cleaning out the house, right? If you want to buy new furniture, new clothes, the first step is to clean out the closet. So today we're going to help you in terms of how to clean out some of the old stuff that's in your subconscious mind that's really been holding you back in terms of your money flow, right? Because if you want to improve your money, one of the most important things that you really have to understand is to allow yourself to be with the flow of the money. So we want to explain that a little bit before we kind of touch on the blocks that you might have. Money flows naturally. Okay, it's sort of like a river. It's gonna go downstream. Okay, you don't have to force the river to go downstream. You don't have to make it go faster. Just with gravity, you know, when spring comes, the snow melts in the mountain, water falls down, and then it goes through the river system, right? And the river goes into the ocean eventually. This is the process of nature, and it's very understand that you work on your money from the perspective that it's like a river. It's supposed to go downstream. Okay? It's supposed to be easy, and it allows you to just have ease and grace in your life. So it's not necessarily something you have to force, to push and work really, really hard at it. Okay, all of those are actually your blocks. Okay, your major block is the fact that you believe it has to be hard work. This is everybody's fundamental block. They feel like money is supposed to be hard work. You have to really go strive for it, or else it just doesn't come. Well, guess what? If you think like that, then law of attraction says, you know, whatever you believe, that's going to be your reality. So you think it's hard work, then guess what? When money comes, it feels very hard. Right? So one of the things that we want to help you understand in order to remove your money blocks is you have to believe that money is like a river. Okay, if you just have this visual, every time you're struggling with money, you say, oh, things are so hard for me, things don't work out for me, and I have to, you know, really push in order to get money, you know, get a little bit of money, and I have to have like 2 or 3 or 4 jobs in order for me to have money. Well, when you think that way, you're already holding yourself back. Does that make sense? Like you don't even need other people to be negative. It's like you're already holding yourself back from the flow of money, from the natural way of how money's supposed to be, which is like a river flowing downstream. Okay, so if there's one technique, this is a visualization that you can practice on a daily basis. So let's say that before you go outside, just take 2 minutes. It doesn't even have to be very long. You say, okay, today I'm leaving the house, I'm going to earn money, and I want to have a new relationship with money. So you close your eyes, you start to think about it, okay? And you say, okay, my new relationship with this money is, it's kind of like swimming with the river. It's like allowing myself to be like in like a tube, right? Like in a little floaty, and then you just let the tube carry you downstream. It's a bit like a water park, right? Usually at the water parks, they have this round lazy river thing, and then they give you like a little tube and you sit on top of it and you just go around with the lazy river. And of course that's manufactured by somebody, but the current of that lazy river would just push you around. So you go around, right? And people do that because it's fun. We want you to practice this visualization where you're sitting in the tube, and it just carries you to where you want to go in life. Does that make sense? It's like just like a river. Okay, snow melts, water comes down, goes into the river, then the river splits right into different sort of like sub rivers, and then eventually it goes into the ocean. So the destination for a river is the ocean. Well, maybe your destination is a big house. Your destination is like a nicer car that's going to hold, you know, all of your family. Maybe your destination is going to be like an upgrade in your education. Maybe you want to invest in yourself to a higher coach or go back to school. Whatever your desire is, it doesn't matter. We don't care what your desire is, okay? So it has nothing to do with what we think you should want. It's about what you want for yourself. Does that make sense? What's really important is what you want for yourself. So number one is to get really clear about what it is that you want to create in your life. Because if you're not clear, then it doesn't matter how hard you work. Does that make sense? Like you can push and push and then push for some more. But if you're not clear on what it is that you want, then you're not going to get what you want. And once you're clear about what you want, then you really have to reframe and reorganize your belief system, which is around working very, very hard. This is really the number one block that most people have, is they feel as soon as they think of money, it's like they tighten up. It's like your muscles tighten up. When your emotion and the physical body tighten up around money, you're already having a block. It's sort of like trying to run 10 miles, but then your body's really tense. It's like you're not going to do very well, right? You're not going to be able to run very fast. And that goes the same in terms of money creation. Right now, because you're holding on to money so tightly by believing that it's supposed to be hard work, what you end up doing is that you're pushing it away. And when you push it away, what happens is you create a bit of a vicious cycle, is you work even harder, right, to strive for money. You're like, oh, well, it's not coming, so I better work double hard to earn what I want to earn. And so you're putting in the hours, you're putting in the energy, but you're not getting really the result that you're looking for. And the reason why you're not getting the result that you're looking for is because the hard work is almost like the opposite energy of what money is supposed to be. So if money is like a river that's going downstream and you're swimming really hard upstream, which is your energy right now around money, you're swimming upstream, do you think money is going to come to you that way? Like, are you going to get to the ocean that way, right? Remember, your destination is the ocean, so you should just let the river carry you to the ocean. But when you perceive money to be very difficult to come by, what you're doing is you're swimming upstream. When you swim upstream, you're not going to be able to create the kind of life that you're looking for. Does that make sense? Because you're pushing very hard at it. So then some people are going to argue with us. They say, well, guys, it's easy for you to say, but I have to work. I have to work hard, because my job requires long hours. We're not saying to quit your job or to change what you're doing. But what you need to change is your attitude. We sound a bit like your parents. You need to have your attitude adjusted, young lady or young man. But in some ways, that is what you need to change. Because if you don't shift your attitude around money, then you're always fighting against money instead of working with money. Does that make sense? Working with money is a very different energy. It's like saying to your friend, hey, you want to go get ice cream? And your friend says, yeah, sure, let's go get ice cream. And then you just go, right? You guys are working together towards a goal of getting an ice cream cone for yourself. That's very easy, right? That's effortless. We want you to have that kind of relationship with money as well. It's kind of like going to get an ice cream cone with your friend. It's very easy, right? If your goal is to get an ice cream and you want some company, you call your friend is like, okay, sure, let's go. But if you treat money like it's something that you really have to push to get, then you're always just swimming upstream and not going downstream. And when your attitude around money is, it's difficult to come by, then you're going to suffer. You're going to suffer in this area. And everyone suffers in different areas, right? Like maybe money is an area that's difficult for you, but for some people, it's like a relationship. They really struggle with it. For some other people, maybe it's their health. They're always sick, or they have like diabetes or different kinds of illnesses. So that concept of flowing downstream with the river is going to apply to every single area. Does that make sense? So you will have to do some homework around this, by the way. You can't just sit there and listen to us, then don't apply. Okay, then you're not going to change. Just spend a few minutes every day, preferably right when you wake up or right before you go to bed, or you can do both if you're very diligent, is to visualize yourself on this river. It's like, imagine you're like in the lazy river, you're just lying down and the river is carrying you towards the ocean. You're just lazily floating with the water downstream. Like, don't think of money, don't think of the difficulties that you're experiencing. Just visualize yourself flowing downstream, and your intention is, I'm just flowing downstream with life. That's all. And we promise, if you do this a little bit every day, you visualize yourself flowing downstream with the river, okay, your whole perspective around money will start to shift, because then it's sort of like a kind of self-brainwashing technique, if that makes sense. You're allowing yourself to feel ease with money. And when you allow yourself to feel ease with money, that's when things flow. But if you have tension and you're struggling, and you're fighting with money, guess what? It's not going to come. Does that make sense? Because that energy is just too tense. It's almost like a pipe that has gunk in it and it's stuck, then the water doesn't drain. So for a lot of you, that's your energy right now when it comes to money. It's like the water is just not draining, like it's not flowing. So in order to clear the block around money, you have to feel that it's easy. And once you start to feel that it's easy, then of course law of attraction applies and you receive the money easily, not struggle. And you might still have the same job, but it's just that once your attitude changes, how you perceive the job will also change. It doesn't matter what career you're in, what business you're in. How you perceive that work will change. And when once your perception changes around that topic, then the money flows, then the relationship flows, then the health flows. Does that make sense? Like, we're giving you a technique about money, but it applies to every area. So whatever you're struggling with, this is what we will recommend for you today, okay? And we send you all of our love and we complete our reading. Okay, everybody. Flowing down the river. This is what I'm going to practice. Yeah, actually, something that I've been doing recently is to just to go outside, sit on the grass, and bask in the sunshine. I find that when I'm just surrounded by nature a little bit, I'm not as stressed. I'm not as tense, and it's like I can readjust my attitude, readjust my mood, and really elevate myself, whenever I'm too stressed or I'm upset about something. So, but yeah, I'm definitely going to add the flowing with the river, and it's so easy to do, right? So, alrighty, best of luck, and leave me comments because I want to hear how you do with this technique after you apply it. Okay, so go do your homework, and I'll see you next time. Please subscribe and like this video, and ciao!